to everybody listening. If you see my appearance this morning and you're wondering, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is meeting the clergy this morning at KNUST.
Oh, KNUST.
Yes, at 10 a.m. So right from here.
Okay. So you are going in your two capacities.
Yes.
NDC clergy.
Yes, the NDC clergy. Yes, so we are lifting up prayers for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Professor Nana Jenopoku
NDC. Is coming particularly because of that, and he will return, or he will be continuing with his tour?
His tour is not out yet. Okay. He will surely come to Ashanti region. But this morning, he is meeting the clergy. I learned that possibly tomorrow he will be meeting the creative arts as well.
Okay.
So
he has to meet journalists.
Yes.
I have some questions.
Yes. In Ashanti region, right?
I
think it's a good call, and we'll ensure that
met journalists in
Accra and then every region. Certainly, when he gets into the Ashanti region,
some people have sent me some questions to ask him.
He will meet you. You have the opportunity to meet him. I know he's your big brother. This morning I share with you Philippians 4 verse 7, and the peace of God which surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So, few days to the general elections. For me, peace is not an event, it's a process. We have been largely peaceful. Let's continue and ensure that we guard against anything that will disrupt the peace of this country. It is only when we have our peace that we can dream of becoming whoever we want to be and have all the development that we seek. So let's be guided. Let's not be in a rush to do things that will destroy this nation. I know we will surely come out. We've done it many times, and this one will come out. America has done it. They've shown the way. They've brought back their former president, and I know Ghana is also doing same. We are bringing back His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So good morning. The things that have been going on in Parliament over the past maybe a month, getting into 2 months now. For me, it's a leadership problem.
On which side?
And I can see that the Speaker of Parliament has really excelled. He has shown leadership. Let me state it here and now that it is not a mistake that he won his election. Whilst we heard that two MPs voted for him, they saw something in him and chose him over Michael Quay. And so far he has excelled, ensuring that we have this coexistence. You see, for the first time, Ghana in our history, we have a hung parliament, 37 on the part of MPP NDC, and one independent who sought to work with the NPP. That gave them the numbers, majority. And this majority thing has gotten into the head of the NPP. And for me, comparing the leadership skill of Honorable Chairman Sabunsu and Apenyo Markin, Apenyo has a lot to learn. A lot to learn. For me, I've seen leaders, especially on the part of the NPP over these years. Apenyo Markin will go down as the worst of all. Age-wise, he is the youngest. And for me, leadership, it's divine. Sometimes age is important. It comes with maturity and experience. I feel Apenyo has let down the youth in terms of his leadership skills. And he will go down as the worst leader the NPP has ever chosen in Parliament.
Why?
The reason is that when you are a leader, you should have that aura or that capacity to always manage your side, and there's this we call consensus. Build consensus. You don't always have to be in a haste to be heard. Sometimes you work behind the scenes. There are things you must promise yourself not to bring it in the public. Things you do behind the scenes. Now, look at this. 37. At a crucial moment, 137, sorry. At a crucial moment where we have few days to a general election, you know, Parliament will rise before the elections. So you have, when this thing started, they had barely 3 weeks. And then 2 of your MPs, sitting MPs, have filed to go for independent. An independent candidate has stood on your ticket. Within the NDC, one of our sitting MPs has also filed to go as independent. We have the National Constitution, Article 97(1), G and H. H for the independent. This time we are looking at those on the ticket of who went in on the ticket of political parties and what the Constitution says. It says within the 4 years, when you decide to cross carpet or go independent, your seat is declared vacant. NDC, in our Constitution, it is clear. Sometimes, not sometimes, I've gone through this process of becoming a parliamentary candidate twice. In all, after vetting, you sign undertaking. You sign, and there are lawyers there, that in case you are not successful in your bid to lead, you will not go independent or declare or throw your support for any other candidate. You are not forced, but you sign. You are not forced. You can decide not to sign. Then it tells us that when you lose, certainly you'll not be with us. I have signed it twice. I won one. One I went unopposed. I lost one. From that day, I've been working. We went into the elections on the 13th of May, 2023. 14th was a Sunday. 15th was a Monday. I was on your platform. Right after the election, which I was unsuccessful, I was on your platform. And I've been working since to ensure that my party wins. Now, when you take the MPP's constitution, Article 3, Clause 9, it states it clearly that the heading is, good, I have it here. Forfeiture of membership, the MPP constitution. Article 3, Clause 9. A member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party, or who joins or declares his or her support for another political party or for an independent candidate when the party has sponsored a candidate in the general election or by-election, automatically forfeits his or her membership of the party. This is clear, the MPP's own constitution. 2020, the Formina MP, when he was unsuccessful with the, I think their primaries, he went against all odds. Nanado was there, Wuntumi was there, Baumia was in the constituency. All of them said Andy Andrews Esiama has been, sent off. He's no longer a member of the party. They can't work with him. Nanado said he could not work with an independent and all that. He went and he won by a very slim margin, over 2,000 something. And he went into parliament, decided to work with them. Before he filed as an independent, the political party called the MPP, which symbol is an animal, elephant, wrote and said he's no longer a member. And then Michael Quay, then Reverend, the speaker then, also applied the law and ensured that his seat is declared vacant. That time, because it was close to the general election, there was no by-election. This one, too, there will be no by-election as we see. But the problem we are having now is because of the numbers. Can you imagine if the NPP had maybe 150 sitting members. Do you think these 2 members by now they would have written a letter to sack them because it will not make any difference? But their problem is that for them, 2 of them is out when they apply their own constitution. NDC, we have applied our constitution. We are no longer 137, we are 136. So the numbers here is 136, 137. Today as we speak, there will be no by-election. But let's ask ourselves, if any member or MP dies, knock on wood, God forbid, dies from now up until 7 December, would there be by-election? No. Would the numbers be affected? On which side he or she comes from, their numbers will be affected. So, for me, Apenyo Makin will go down as the worst leader the MPP has chosen in Parliament because he's, for me, so full of himself and cannot build consensus. He wrote, they were able to gather the signatures to call Parliament, recall Parliament. They wrote it, or it's not the NDC. When they recall, NDC had a 136 fully set in Parliament. But where was the MPP? They called us. We all over Ghana had to leave our campaign and drive. Some flew and went into Parliament. That's leadership on the side of the NDC. Our leader, Dr. Kese Atofosi, was able to marshal our numbers. And per the numbers, we are in the majority. This is simple mathematics. We are in the majority. And in Parliament, per the standing orders, the majority sits on the right of the speaker. The minority sits on the left. So we took the right side, and they could not even marshal 30 of the MPs, and they were working. Some of them were working outside and throwing stones.
Let me now listen to Alhaji, who is sitting on my right.